What's up everyone? Alex here. We made it to December, everybody! We survived the onslaught of games. December is going to be a lighter month than in previous years, but before I start talking about the games of this month, I want to remind everybody that the Backlog Battle Awards nomination is happening right now. In case you've never heard of this, you get to nominate which games are going to be nominated for Game of the Year on the Backlog Battle Awards, and you get to vote who wins as well. There's a link in the description that'll take you to the nomination form. And you gotta hurry because the deadline is November 30th at 12 p.m. Pacific time, so make your voice heard. This month features a ton of ports of games from other platforms, but there's a few games that I want to highlight here, so let's check them out. Sonic Dream Team is coming out on December 5th only on Apple Arcade. I know, it's a mobile game, but hear me out. Apple Arcade does not allow for any sort of microtransactions or gacha, so pretty much the only thing you have to pay for is the subscription, and it's just $6. And that $6 goes a long way too because you also get to play Fantasian. I mean, all of Fantasian. But not only that, you get to play Sonic Dream Team, which I actually heard somebody describe as blending the mechanics of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater with Sonic. And honestly, I'm a huge fan of the Tony Hawk games, and I love Sonic, so this just sounds like a great combination of the two things. And as a Sonic fan, I'm very difficult to please, and from what I've seen of its gameplay, this is going to be one of those must-play Sonic titles, and I can't wait to play it on my iPhone. Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince is coming out December 1st on the Switch, and this is one of those games that I played a demo of, and I actually have a preview video talking about this game. I've never played the Dragon Quest Monsters series before, but it's a great little side story because in this one, you play as the villain of Dragon Quest IV, and allegedly you get to experience his fall from grace, as it were. Much like the mainline Dragon Quest series, this has turn-based combat, but it also has monster collecting that's so prevalent in games like Persona and Pokemon. But of course, featuring the cute and punny monsters of Dragon Quest. I enjoyed the demo of this game. Oh, and I guess the catch-22 of this save is that the story progress doesn't actually carry over to the full game, but at least the main game's gonna recognize that you played the demo. So I highly recommend checking this out if you're on the fence and if the performance issues bother you. A lot of people have mentioned about the performance issues. It didn't bother me one bit. So I highly recommend checking out this demo because it's free. Funny story, Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising was supposed to come out in November, but instead it's coming out on December 14th on PlayStation platforms and PC. I actually reviewed the original Granblue Fantasy Versus, and it's a very competent fighting game from the creators of Guilty Gear. But it doesn't play anything like that. It's more of a grounded fighting game similar to Street Fighter, but with a few quirks here and there. Comparing fighting games is never going to be a one-to-one thing, but this is a game that is friendly for newcomers. Rising actually adds more characters to the mix, including all of the previously added mechanics from the regular Versus game, in addition to a Fall Guys kind of mode that is kind of neat looking, to be quite honest. And of course, it's still going to have that story mode, which has a ton of story in it, complete with raids that are pretty much iconic to the Granblue Fantasy MMO. So if you want a taste of Granblue Fantasy before Reeling comes out next year, check out Granblue Fantasy vs. Rising. And here are some of the games coming out in December. SteamWorld Build, a city-building dungeon crawler based in the SteamWorld universe, is coming out on December 1st on all modern platforms. Chessarama contains a collection of chess-inspired puzzle and strategy games that uses chess pieces and their movesets, is coming out on December 5th on Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC. The Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria, a survival crafting game that lets you explore the mines of Moria, is coming out on December 5th on PS5. The game is already out on PC. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, an open-world action-adventure game based on the Avatar series, is coming out on December 7th on PS5, Series X and S, and PC. Gnosia, a visual novel social deduction RPG set in a drifting spaceship, is coming out on December 14th on PlayStation and Xbox platforms and PC. The game is already out on Switch. Witch on the Holy Night, the highly anticipated visual novel from the folks who brought you the Fate series, is coming out on December 14th on PC. The game is already out on PS4 and Switch. And that, my friends, are the games of December. My producer Chloe, the cat, wanted me to remind you of the Backlog Battle Patreon. For the low price of $5 a month, you get early access to reviews, list videos, and more before they're officially out. We've released over 100 videos in early access, and by subscribing, you'll even get your name listed at the end of every video, and gain access to a secret Patreon-only Discord channel. So head on over to patreon.com/backlogbattle and keep the dream alive, and become a part of our Patreon. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.